Hey everybody, what's going on? We're live. Been a while, so a few things updated naturally. I'm trying to figure out right now, actually. I've loaded in a bunch of mods, but this was happening when I had only the mods required in. Load area is missing. But I almost feel like this is an auto load issue, maybe? Up in the upper left, but we're going to shut that menu off for the time being because I can't stand that flickering. Hopefully all the audio sounds good, clear. Uh, we just kind of started with the new farmer. I'm just checking out this map. Kind of used it for like tillage testing in FS22 and playing around with different mods. So actually, let's get these open. So we will have to go pick up our tillage equipment. Let me see if I can actually send this guy over to collect. Must be a dealership. Good to go there, right? Let's get this guy going as well. Oh, that's gonna be. We might have to move that. That might be a little annoying. Gotta walk all the way around. But yeah, I mean, this map looked good in the reviews. Like I said, didn't really use it for any series. In FS22, it was more just kind of testing out the tillage. But I like that it's got. Okay. Okay. Where are you headed? You should not be going that way, I don't think, buddy. Here, look at the auto drive course here, which is included in the map folder. It is zipped up, so if you want to find it, that's how you find it. I guess somehow we were just slightly too far. So he's rolling. We actually need to get this stuff set up. And naturally during corn harvest it's raining. Let's. I don't want that. We don't want it raining right now. Simply put. Just no interest in that, yeah. So I guess we probably should just open this door. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was I hitting over here? Lights off. Lights on. Lights off. Alright. That's what that was. Get rid of that switch again. But yeah, we're going to harvest some corn. So we'll get all this stuff set up. Once we get our tillage equipment back too, it'd be nice. Be able to start some tillage. Do some testing here with tillage equipment like we did in the FS22 version of this. Some interesting little changes. I see the town's kind of gone. That'll be interesting for sure. Double back on there. Actually, we come look at our mini map here. We can do the small bit of corn right up front. Then the field next to us as well. There's our grain head right there. Should be able to start right in over here. If I remember correctly, different kind of corn, right? Oh, it's a plane taking off. I'm like, what was that? Actually, no, this is beans. Our soybeans are ready. Interesting. Very interesting. Everything unfolded here. Said we can go right in. Yes, I guess those are all soybean fields that are ready. And corn over there. Actually, I wonder how much is actually ready. Alright, so this is already kind of buggy. Unless... Did it not save? So we can't actually harvest any of that. But field 18 right there. We might have to jump forward another month. Well, that's a good way to start the stream. I thought that was already good to go. At least when I backed out and saved the game. We'll make that a quick fix. Nothing we can't fly into the next month for, right? We don't want any rain. All right, now we're still not. So I wonder if we're gonna have the glitch here because we're seeing that load issue. I'm gonna actually checking through different criminals. They still have not made it. Okay, he has made it. He has. And there's the other one arriving. Fog is definitely thick. We don't have the weather mod on. So that's a bit crazy, to be honest. We'll have him take the versatile back. Hoping we didn't break the map already. I am seeing some reports, though, a little interested about it. A lot of people are getting a lot of missing textures. But I wonder if that's because people are just double loading the default types. I noticed it's in two places. MRB asks you to kind of download it separate, but then they have it in the folder for extra mods as well. Get that back. Yeah, see that? Something's glitching. That's ready to harvest, right? Yeah, ready to harvest. We're good to go now. We're in October. Finally changed colors. Like I said, something was going on. Maybe it's just because the time scale I'm using. Get this guy set up. First waypoint. No. Won't take much to do this field. I don't honestly. Won't take much at all to do this. And gonna close it all, turn it back on again. That's his choice. It is what it is. Definitely opened up here. The fog over there was insane. I mean, it is kind of early morning coming out of the rain, so I guess that is what it is, right? Well, how is everybody doing on Saturday morning? Like I said, it's been a while since we streamed, so kind of good to get back at it. Really prefer that. It's not gonna let me move it because we're in window mode. No, not letting me move it. So let's go move the course play one, which we want to leave just about right there. It's not going to let us take care of that. Guy keeping up. And the fog really tests this out. We're thrashing over here. I didn't put it in the title. I probably should have. Maybe we'll throw it in after. But we got the steering wheel hooked up. We got the sim dashboard hooked up. We have the joystick, our Logitech 3D Extreme, which, from what I'm seeing from the reviews and the farm stick, it's a bit overpriced for what it can do. Because now that Giants has actually created mapping, which maybe, again, came from the whole farm stick process. Logitech does all the same stuff. Almost just as many buttons. And I think I paid $30 for the Logitech 3D Extreme 2 years ago, so. If you can't get a hold of a farm stick and you want something reliable, the 3D Extreme by Logitech does the job quite well. So just keep that in mind. Making pretty light work of this, that's for sure. Kind of disappointed that he missed some ends there, but sure we'll be able to clean it up. Other thing we need to do is we need to get this guy out of here. So, and then we'll have to grab the green cart right there. There it is. A lot of green here. A lot of green. Okay. Cables are hooked up. Quite tight though. A little tight on it. Moving that around. Make light work of this as well. I'm gonna actually jump over and move this guy out of the way for now. Still got some work to do on this versatile theory disc. Still needs some work. Right now, while he's finishing up that little stretch of harvest, I'm going to come over here and grab our grain cart, because we need that. And I guess we do have a cultivator right there, huh? Sunflower. Yeah, look at this large sunflower. Sorry, Summers. Summers. Why was I thinking sunflower? Either way, to each their own. To each their own. I can afford us some sunflower equipment. I think OS Mapping and Modding got some coming out. I think they did. But we're not going to worry about that one right now. We're going to try out some of the stuff we have. We'll probably hook onto the Fury first. We'll probably just use the 9RX for it all. See if we can turn this around here using the wheel and everything. Gonna be a problem. Probably should put head tracking on, being we're not using the cam. Detach button. We actually want to fold. We want to raise. My sim dashboard might need some adjustments since this last update. Notice a lot of my designs now are gone. Alright, so the lights work. That's good. Wow, we're having an interesting start of the day. Yeah. Alright. That's what we wanted there. Now we're working. And we are unhooked. That's what we wanted. We want to be hooked up to the versatile. Kitchen there. Needs to be unloaded. Well, I think first and foremost, fella, we need to clean up this field here. We're missing corn. What do we get? You can never find good AI workers, even with courseplay anymore. Alright, let's hop in here. We can finish this thrashing ourselves. Pretty good little yield, I guess, for the size of this field. Did he get it all down here? Nope. I knew there'd be some left over. Always is. Always is. But we'll dump all this off into... swing this and we're right into the next field. Decided to take a day off from really working on my map project. Kind of, like I said, want to see what some other mappers have figured out and get going on in their maps. Now there is an option for dry corn in this one and anhydrous once you get the equipment for it. So just kind of waiting on the equipment to get made on the anhydrous front. But we'll get set up here to start this field. The brakes on here. Clear that course, right? They are good to go. Right here. And I'm going to prefer 2 headlands. Corner, radius, all that. Going to leave a little bit, just the way they do it. There we go. Waylon, what's going on, buddy? How's your Saturday treating you? We're just playing around here on Missouri River Bottom. Gonna do some tillage shortly. That's kind of what we're playing around with right now. I just want to kind of see some tillage options. Appreciate you stopping in on the pop-up stream. Usually those don't fare too well for me, but I said, you know what? Let's go live. Because we do get a fair amount of people that watch it after. Guess I might as well jump right into this. Because I'm going to drive this guy forward after and start the course. Something I probably need to figure out, actually, is... Farm time guy, if you see this, you're pretty clever with the sim dashboard. What if we could add course play option in there to start the course play? Or set the new point. Drive in here and get this started. Just going down and first waypoint, good to go. Guess I should have went the other way. Alright, let's get this 9RX pulling the Fury disc. Kind of see how this goes. Like I said, let's look at some textures I gotta adjust. You can kind of see the different shades. All black, just because of the texture material, so we gotta figure that out. We can hit that. There we go. Like I said, once it gets off the hitch bar, it should roll out pretty quick. Folding. Drive it forward. And lower. Yeah, check it. Make sure we're getting good texture. Bouncing a little bit like collision maybe. But we're working it. Particles, a little bit of dust. We're working it. Let's hop in the cab. If it doesn't, there we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we will raise this up. Make this pivot here and turn around. There's nobody coming both ways. A little bit early on that, which means we're probably going to rip up some soil. It's been a while since I really played in cab. That's pretty interesting. Take some time to get used to. We will, like I said, set up, I think our 6 rows in where we wanted to be. Slightly out. We'll drop that and here we go. I actually just want to be over. So it's like getting darker somehow at 8 a.m. in the morning. And this is going to be a little bit of a register too far. It's alright. There we go. Feels a little jagged. I'm going to use that as my excuse. But no, all joking aside. With the wheel, it always makes it interesting when you're at a cab. But I don't really have our stuff set up for the tracker right now, so in cab can be a little, a lot of mouse movement if needed, essentially. See if we can actually swing this, not even have to lift it up. Kind of finish this task. And I think I'll jump right into the field next to us and start tilling that for them. Hey, Waylon. You hear me all right? That's working pretty good. Right now, the best tillage piece out there is the Landau by BC Bueller, I think. It's a beaut. Like I said, there'll be more, I'm sure, coming down the road from people, but really, the Landau just was a great mod he brought into FS25, and I was glad to see it. He brought into FS25 so quick. Said, on mine, this theory needs a little bit of love. Still, I just kind of did the basic stuff right now. Just clean that up. Where is it? Really can't do too much until he gets done these 2 headlands, because we've got, I mean, the header on that is 9 meters, so Landau will just be over, and we will actually need to go run down and unload. Hop in the cab for this. This will be much easier. So speaking of like adjustable stuff inside cabs, I noticed recently ATS just put out a patch or an update, I think. That was quite nice. You can fine tune inside the cab a lot more, which I think would kind of be nice that you'll have that little extra feature in here. Now there's some mods that kind of do it, but I don't know. I just think they could definitely add a little more customization to the in-game experience. Especially after seeing some of the stuff they did with the VR model a little bit on that. I think some of that could actually be implemented into the game just with a different viewpoint. I don't think you need that VR. Whoop. Almost too far. Almost too far. The jam extended. Maybe I'll swing right out. Yeah, I think my plan is I'll swing right there and kind of leave it off to the side. See, like right now, so when you're unloading in that, it'll tell you how much is in here, but I would like to see how much is left in the harvester while I'm doing that. I know he's empty, but we'll turn out of the way. Like so. We're at 55% full. Yeah, I don't see it in that second window. So that won't do it. Let's check. And we're gonna go through the save screen. Not shocked there. Turn off that auto. Which we're probably gonna, oh, didn't mean to do that, but lovely. I'm just crushing it on my return stream. Now let's go to settings, auto save interval. We want that off. But you can't go the other way anymore. Interesting. What I want to look at is some vehicles. That's kind of the stuff we have. 9 meters. 3 meters for the sprayer. It's 420 on the John Deere. So it can do a lot of the equipment we have. Especially the land. It could pull the land off pretty easily, actually. That summer super chisel is 630. Not worried about that. Our high speed disc query is 12.2 meters. He's going all right. So what I'm thinking, we want to leave a little bit of a buffer. So I'm going to fold our Fury disc up. I'm going to bring this back because I know there's still more work I need to do on this. But it looks like for the most part, it's lining up on the textures and everything. So we're good there on that little test field. And play around with the land on a little bit. Just kind of see how that kind of flows. Thank you guys for hitting that like button that are stopping in. I appreciate the support. It really is a great little free tool, the like button, you know? If you think about it. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of relaxing, doing some harvesting, checking out how the map plays, and don't get too far. There we go. We'll jump in the cab for this. Get through the gears here. Got hooked up. Here the hydraulics running. Let's go. Actually gonna go this way. And we'll take this down and start working the outside of this cornfield. This is 10 meters. And looks like we took out that stop sign earlier. Whoops. I don't even see the harvester yet. Let's unfold the landau, which will also be a mulching for us. I don't think there's anything I have to select up in the menu. Really got to figure out why I'm getting the load areas missing on this. I think I see the harvester in the distance. Bring this over. Like I said, we'll just kind of run a little bit of overlap. We're not taking any corn. I think we can do it, right? And we're already taking out the corn. Every time I turn, my wheel wants to like just naturally drift that way. That in-cab effect where you just got a weird, like, yeah, we're taking out corn. We're getting too much corn that's running off the edge because of that back plate right there. So if we just come out to here, we can kind of stay on top of the tillage. We're not actually ripping up the grass. Sometimes always does kind of bug me, but we could always turn on create fields for cultivator, which would punish us. Excuse me. I guess I really should have just set up this guy on auto drive. Because we are seeing more and more unloads needed. Not really a big hopper on this either. Just say bin, whatever you want to call it. There's only what? 10,000? Maybe, you know what, it might be more than that now that I do think about it. So, fairly good sized field here. This end, definitely a lot of fog, so I wonder if this is set up because we're near the water. Not needed on the cornfield, we'll stay off of it. There they are. And the fog has cleared yet again. I don't need to be too tight. Kind of right in there. Ooh, got too much. Kind of want him towards the back now because we filled that front pretty good. There we go. Kind of see what's going on with it now in the window. I kind of know. We don't have any weight on the scales, do we, actually? I kind of watch our needle moving over here on the right. And there we go. Oh, too tight on that one. Too tight. And we're at 88%. So ideally, I think we're definitely fighting with the weight on that. I'm gonna actually drive it right into the yard. And I think what I'll do is have that truck pull up. Go around. Let's get him set up. Kind of accessible. We'll just unload them right here for right now this time around. And like I said, I probably should set up. Make sure that's all unhooked. There we go. Sometimes I always forget the chain on that and then we don't see it move. Alright. We'll just fill the back first. And we can't see it where we are. Jump out of there. Yeah, that filled up pretty good. What I thought it would do. So did that. So got that and head back over. Probably keep it on the highway for now, for the roadway. We'll jump back in to the 9RX with the Landau and keep that tillage going. I know he'll need a refill much further down, so we'll do that. And it looks like he's still missing corn more than we were. I'll leave it there for now. And we'll get back to tilling. Really should sit at the auto drive, unload at the field. I'm having fun right now, doing some tillage work, jumping around. We're using course play, so one thing on the block being used, right? So I'll get rid of that course play marker. The auto drive one, I'm actually confused as to why it's not closer to the edge. That's where I usually have that tab, is a little further over. Now that's a pretty good tillage line right now, right up to the edge of the corn. Like I said, we're about a meter over because it's a 9-meter header on the harvester. Might take a little corn out of there. No, we didn't. Just trying to keep up with everything. You know, we can till at the same time. Doing it all as we go a little bit bit too far out of our line. This is why nobody hires me for multiplayer servers anymore, I think. Not keeping it in the zone. Our expose is pretty decent. 10 miles per hour. It's fairly flat in this field. So it's expected. But I think your other tractor would also navigate this pretty well. At least with the Landau. Landau does pull really nice. Like I said, BC Bueller, hats off to him. This is a great mod he made. I've enjoyed it in both FS22 and FS25. If it wasn't for my love for versatile equipment, this would have probably been what I used every time. I know there's corn in the corner here. I'm just going to deem it gone. Get the wheel shaking. Oh, that's why, because we are rubbing. I'm going to take some corn out here. Try not to go into the woods with it here. And naturally, he needs to be unloaded. He made it a lot further past the tractor than I thought he was going to. I'm actually impressed. So we're getting almost like halfway around before we have to unload. Yeah, for the map I'm working on, I gotta get some telephone poles and stuff, put it in. A lot of little details now. The roadway and waterway was a little finicky. I still kind of don't like the water plane the way it came out. So we might revisit how I did the DEM to kind of make it fit a little more. I guess we're gonna unload on the go now. Surprised he actually did not. I guess he didn't need to cut in because he's already got it out of the road. We've tilled. Nice 6 miles per hour here. Kind of hoping we unload this before we get to the end. That way I can jump back in the 9RX with a Landau and get back to tilling before this guy is trying to run off in the corner with us. As I mentioned earlier, we're using the joystick, we're using the steering wheel, we're using Sim Dashboard, which I love Sim Dashboard. I use it both on ATS and Farm Sim, and it is quite wonderful. I also use it for F124. It got better from where it was in F123. I use it for that, and just saw a game the other day that I think I can now add it to if I wanted to. I'll have to go back and look at what that was. But I definitely remember a game popping up the other day that now is on Sim Dashboard that I have. I'll get back to the tilling. Just turned up the sound a little bit just because it looks like the game sound itself is a little low, so I apologize if you weren't really hearing much other than me talk. Which I know is why most of you come here, obviously, but to hear me not talk. Just farming. But yeah, I'm excited for some other maps coming out. Ray County looks quite nice. You know, seeing a lot of people test that and kind of play that around a little bit, popping up more often. That'll be a good one. DJ Modding has quite the project, which will probably be, in all honesty, because of the quality he puts into his maps, will probably be a year away. I would say earliest maybe the fall, but again, it's all quality that he just devotes into it. But he also like, I don't know, I feel like once he gets the map making aspect down for the new version of Giants Editor and all that, he kind of rolls through it pretty quick. So with a little bit of gap this time, we should be fairly good on the second pass. We'll be able to run right in there and it'll be like 9.5 to 10 meters already. Space available if we run right up to the corn edge again. Like I said, 9RX pulls this like a dream. Which, it should. It's 300 horsepower, I believe is what the Landau requires. And the weight of it's not actually that bad. You can actually, let's jump in here. 33 feet. Yeah, so 10.1 meters. And where's my weight? 11.2 tons. Yeah, the Fury was 13 tons. It's 560 horse. So kind of get an idea for that. Then it is 14,000 that S7 can take. Not too bad. Fairly manageable. What we should do is almost set up to run the same course, even though we're slightly larger. We should set up to run the same course that the Harvester's running and course play on this and kind of just take it that way. But I mean, in reality too, we probably should be skipping rows when we do this and start going up and down once we're done the headlands. You guys let me know your thoughts on it. But corn height, looks good. I think that's pretty much base game. I mean, these textures, I didn't check to see if you changed the textures, but these look like they're base game. John, what's going on? How's your Saturday, buddy? Like I said, now we should be able to definitely work inside. We're going to take a little bit of corn out, unfortunately. Harvester is right there. So you know what? Let's actually raise this up. And back it up. Should have did this in the cab because now I get so used to backing up that way. Backing up like this just throws me off sometimes. Which is funny because with a mouse and keyboard I can back this up fairly well outside a cab. But if I'm trying to do it inside, it's a whole different monster. Not much, just playing around with some different equipment. Trying out MRB. Seeing how it compares to its FS25 version. I'd say it kind of feels better. The fog can get a little crazy. Like right now, the fog actually is not bad down by the creek. Down by this waterway, the ditches and stuff. But I just got to see which way my harvester's going to flip and turn back. He did his 2 headlands. This is working good. I am 1 version back right now. And I did not have a lot of the issues that other people said they were having. The only thing I've noticed, which I felt went on for all of FS25, was sometimes the equipment will drive off during the unloading on the go process. But I feel like that was an issue for the last year of FS22 as well. For the most part, I mean, it's working pretty good. I don't have auto drive set up right now, which is also maybe 2 versions behind. That one's either 1 or 2 versions behind now as well. I realize now I probably should have. Oh, we're going to unload on the go. 6 miles per hour. I don't want to go too far in here. Kind of get steady. But yeah, I'd say overall course play has been pretty good. You can tighten up the corners a little more. I didn't set it correctly. I kind of left it at the default settings this time, but on my new Frontier save, I've been able to get it to clean up corners by changing the round perimeters. You don't need to do a sharp edge cut all the time, which is kind of nice. I felt that was kind of missing over the last couple of iterations of course play. But honestly, it does a great job. I'm excited because now I can start automating everything again, which will be nice. Kind of want to see which way she's going to go. It looks like she's going to run this end right here. I'm just going to back right out of here. I was going to say, you like the big fields too. I actually thought of you and trying to think who else. TPF. Feather Park Farms I figured would probably jump onto this and give this a test run. You guys love your large fields. Yeah, he has it built in. It's hidden in the... I mean, you probably saw it's hidden in the map folder. But let's take a quick gander, actually. So he's got a lot of the field entry points set up. You know, for truckloads, you just have to obviously create everything for the grain carts. But overall, it looked pretty decent. Let's go enter this vehicle. It looks like the loops are pretty good. So I'm actually going to set this up. Those are all the truckloads, sell points, buy points, AGI dryer. So let's give this a go. He's going to be able to drive right in here. No collisions. FP Talkies, what's going on? He'll probably have another big map, right? Oh, you know what? I didn't set unload on this. So let's actually see if we can set this off to do the unload. Should pick up. Oh, he's going to try to go all the way. No, we don't want that. That's my fault. I messed that up. He'll probably have something, John. Especially if you keep pushing him. You think he would probably come up with it. But it looks like this course is wide enough on the corners. It shouldn't have an issue with this length of trailer. There you go. Yeah, I brought over some of the versatile stuff, but it's a lot to still do on the material system stuff. I need to go through. I see you got in the upper right. I got the Fury. Let me get some clip distance here. It's unloading. So that's working, which is good. But yeah, I got that. I got the Nemesis. Just having issues with some material is getting the rain effect and some is not, even though I have it selected. So I got to look further into that. And then I think I'm going to start working on the 300 series. You got the 300 series versatile that I want to get converted over. And then I'm just hoping BC Bueller releases his big boy versatiles. Once you have those, I'll be pretty good to go with equipment for the most part. Yeah, I hear you on that. Like I said, I decided to continue a map project that I've been working on since FS19 towards the end of that. It just never... I always run into little hiccups and then I kind of take a while off. I've been kind of doing that the last couple of weeks. So I haven't been doing any ATS series anymore. Just because kind of putting that free time into the map. Back in my home area in Vermont where I grew up, so... hoping that'll turn out good. This is the best it's looked dem-wise, so I'm pretty happy with what done with that. The roads have always been an issue in previous iterations of the game. This Giants editor has made it much easier for that. The water planes have been a little finicky, but I'm hoping... I mean, right now they look okay, but I just kind of want to improve on them. So that's kind of my goal. Probably later today or tomorrow I'm going to play around with those again. I just wanted to take a morning off to just kind of play the game. And I looked the other day, I'm actually behind schedule from where I was in the previous two versions of Farm Sim when they came out. At this point, I was at almost 350 plus hours. To even FS19, I think was over 400 something hours at this point. And we just hit 210 the other day. So in the last couple of months, have not played it a ton. Initially, I think I had over 100 hours in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Gonna say down your way. I remember that you talking about that in Discord that you had a lot to clean up down there. I'm sure still with the way weather's kind of been, it's probably made it a challenge in a lot of areas down your way. I'm gonna be able to cut right across, and what we don't want is, I realize now, we had the auto drive on there. I really should probably throw this truck on auto drive. Would be ideal. That's probably what we're going to do shortly. I'll unload this one. And then I think that'll be the plan. Is to set this up on auto drive. I use Sims a lot. Farm Sims, I pop in. The Farm Sim guy, I'm kind of in there. Co-op, I kind of just pop in there, share stuff, or look at, screenshots. Don't read a lot of the other stuff. But yeah, I'd say Sims is the primary one for me. That's the one that I'm commonly in and active. The rest of them, I'd say it's kind of screenshots, new mods, stuff like that, or tips, tricks, or map projects. Look at a lot of the projects, whether it's map or the actual equipment. So what we're gonna do, I want to see this work. So that'll go to field 12. Or not field 12. I'm thinking of, wow. You can tell with the kid lately, I've not been sleeping well. So field 17. We want corn. And that looks better. So we want corn, set up field 17, and then we will, once we unload it this time, we will get the auto drive finally set up. Yeah, I agree. I'm also lately too on the content making side. Things have kind of slowed down across the board for a lot of people. I think it's that odd time of year where we're about to get an influx of mods, so I think you'll see more people get active as well. But I think a lot of people too are learning the modding aspect a little more in this version of the game than previous iterations, and I think people are trying to create what they want instead of, you know, waiting on it. I mean, for console still gotta wait either way. Those are the ones I kind of feel for right now, because there's not a lot that was put in the base game, which I understand Giant's strategic move with that was to cut game file size down. We got, oh, I see where we are. Wasn't far enough forward. But I see why they did what they did with it. Kind of save on space, give people the options of what they want to add to their save game and put on their storage. Oh, whoa, whoa. Messed that one up. We're gonna unload that. That should be AGI. I'm all backwards right now. There we go. That's what we wanted. And he's about to be full. I went right by the equipment I needed. There we go. And now we'll go set up auto drive. He's backing out, so this time I should be able to drive, and we won't be doing an unload on the go. It's interesting he started on the near side. Try to line that up. There we go. But yeah, we'll set auto drive up on the edge of this field now to kind of run into that truck once that truck gets parked over there. And they'll be able to just kind of run back and forth now, which would be nice. Then yeah, I don't know if anybody has looked at the VR version of Farm Sim, but I mean, it's a cool concept. I just don't see myself ever spending that much money on a VR set to play a game that looks like everybody's completed in 5 hours. And I didn't, you know, my own fault for not paying attention to stuff, but I did not hear any talks of, we'll jump out here when we create this one, any talks of mods or anything coming to that or progressions. I think there was purchasable content next fall for that maybe, and they weren't even sure about that, I think, in their stream. So kind of where I'm at with that. Okay, I see what he does now. So he loops there. Do we get crazy with this. I don't really want to come from behind the truck because I want him to fill the front and work back. But I also don't want to block the road. You know what? We're going to do this. We are going to run it in the field. We're just going to go record. And we'll call this Field 17 auger weight. And we'll just do one big little loop. There's always going to be at least 2 headlands here, so we can work with that. Give him his little pivot point. I'll see if you can do this without taking off. Might as well unload it while we're here. Keep going. Field 17, auger, unload. Now let's just make sure we're going to hit the right courses after. And we'll come all the way down here. Even though if we run a second truck, it will probably be a problem in this field because of how that's set up. So I might have to swing that back out. And good. Show me the red dot. There he goes. So that's good there. Save, add that to the existing. Let's now go to the combine. Field 17 auger weight. We want there. We want to dump on the unload. It's gonna tell me there's no combine. It's fine. So we should be good on those now. He should be good there. There should be enough turnaround point. Now kind of see what goes on with that. Now the other thing I want to do I did not set up actual GPS on this, did I? Work direction. 0 degrees, no offset needed. Number of headlands. 1. Put this in gear. And we'll start our tillage. We'll use GPS now a little bit, kind of clean it up. Keep it somewhat tangible now that we're using auto drive and course play. That should take care of our equipment. We're into this and we've got one field done. Get to play with the Fury disc a little bit. So I think we're in good shape. Like I said, just kind of checking this out. See how far I come off this headland here. Running 0 degrees. sure everything's set on the sim dashboard. It should be fine. So now he needs to be unloaded. Let's make sure they're doing that correctly. Didn't mean to bump the mic there. Yeah, we'll have to swing back up that other side, but it looks like they're unloading good, which is all that really matters. That's good. But like I said, we just have to do the one turn, so I might do this right here once we get to the end of this row, swing it around, and take it on from there. Should all fit within one, I hope, once we swing this around. Drop that down with sim dashboard, quick and easy. Now GPS is a little easier to stay on course, so we'll run in the cab for a little bit. But yeah, how's everybody else's weather results? We got a little bit of snow here again last night up in Maine, so that's made that interesting. Not too crazy compared to what we got the other week, but still just enough to make things icy again probably tonight. Still getting some delays. I thought this last patch kind of cleaned it up. Every now and then you see like a patch of, like right there, soil that did not turn over correctly. Yep. I know we're running out of course here. We've hit the headland point, but we're going to clean this up nice. Because we're almost at the end. We're just going to go right down to it. Like I said, we're using sim dashboard. We're using a screen from the farm sim guy. On his dashboards works quite well. Just kind of the basic farming sim 25 one. Like I said, it works quite well. Get that down, get the gear going. There we go. Perfect. Getting 11 miles per hour on this side of the field. But we're ripping. Yeah, see right there, that was kind of delay behind it. That's the... I don't know. I don't know why that does that. It's almost like the ground deformation is kind of holding it. I wonder if that's what it is. If something with the ground deformation, which in that case, I can probably live with it because the ground deformation, I think, is one of the coolest pieces they've finally added to the game that should have been in it. Possibly in FS19 even, because people were creating the mods for it. You know, the Real Mud kind of showed it. I just think at that time too, maybe the aspect of consoles, it just didn't work for them. And now that they've kind of dropped PS4 and the original Xboxes, they can move on to the more advanced stuff. You guys let me know what you think in the chat. You know, if that's what they held on for not doing it. I know this engine is kind of smoother in a way. I know, yes, we're seeing that right behind us like that right there, those blocks, as it kind of processes what it's doing. But again, it's almost like it's two different ground layers conflicting with each other right there. And it ultimately could just come down to, you know, fine-tuning their engine. I mean, that might be what they're doing still with these patches, is fine-tuning. I personally think they've improved on things. I know there's a bunch of people that often post on Giants' page and Farm Simulator pages complaining about it, but a lot of them, I think, also test the limits beyond what the limits are. Yeah, there's another map the other day I saw somebody was talking about, and it's yeah, their post of a person that tested it said, hey, I tested it and I was getting these errors on it, and you know, the person pays for the Patreon or whatever it is to test, and they were upset about it. But then you read their error log that they shared, and it was literally, they added a junk mod that had nothing to do with it. It was somebody took a, try to turn here, not did we, oh, you know what, I never lifted those. Wow, that could have been bad, speaking of that. But yeah, it was a junk mod they had in there that was causing all the issues. I think some of the texture issues I've seen people complain about on this, I think is actually because they're using junk mods. I know there's a few bad harvesters floating around on King Mods and FS25 net and all those that people are using, and that's what's causing your problems, folks. I mean, I got some errors in here right now, but they're not from the map. They're actually from my versatile equipment that I'm still converting over. So I know that if I have issues, that's what causes it. Like I said, the only thing I don't know is in the left right here, the load area is missing, twitching thing. But I think that might be an actual script mod in here that's causing that issue. We should be fine to clear this. We're actually catching up to the harvester faster than I thought. Pollen season already? Man. I mean, I'm ready for some golf weather up here in Maine, but we won't see that till earliest will be end of April. I mean, we've been lucky in the past year, sometimes end of March, but it's still kind of soggy. So, well, I guess we got 2 more passes before we catch up to them. But we are closing that gap a little bit. Truck still hasn't left yet either. And now, what I might do with this map actually is I might use that moisture weather mod on this one and try to test that out. I should have put that on today to kind of get a feel for that. But honestly, like, yes, they have that and it'll be on Mod Hub, but Thunder's version, anytime that guy comes out with a script, once he has it dialed in and he says, hey, this is no longer beta, you know you're getting something great. The guy is a wizard when it comes to the scripting world. So I'm excited to see what he takes from FS22 that he had and how he really starts to incorporate that into the FS25 level with FS25's additive gameplay. This time I will remember to lift this up, but we do not end up in trouble. There we go, dropping again. Perfect. I may have to clean up the ends when we're done, but looking good right now. Landau is running smooth. The other thing I probably should add too is, I think I saw on Mod Hub the fuel consumption was, you could crank that up again, which is nice, beyond what it is. And here's another thing. Let's jump into the menu, folks. This right here Sounds stupid on the graphic settings being in this part. First of all, I thought this should have always been in not just the main menu, but in the game itself. You get into a map and you get into areas that are struggling. You can actually change some of this stuff in game. Like, that's big. Like, it's a big deal. Yeah, I got a lot for 60 right now, by the way, but which in Farm Sim, it really does all it needs to do at 60. There's people out there that want 200 something frames and then, you know, it jumps around a lot for them. But Giants is pretty, you know, clear that keep it at 60 and you'll get the best gameplay you can, which is another reason. I mean, in all honesty, I ran FS19 probably around 120, no problem every time. So there's options with it. I think 60 though, right now for this FS25 is pretty good. Like I said, that's the only piece right there is that trailing textures that will, you know, fade away. But I've also noticed on some maps, when you kind of do this texture once on the field and you come back to do it again, it is kind of cleaned up. But my big thing is I am ready for, I mean, I think we have a good chunk of quality of life mods. I mean, for me, it was auto drive, course play, some versatile equipment, which we're still waiting on a few of those, but a lot of that's out now. Field cultivation, create a field with cultivation tools. That was a big one for me. Some of the larger equipment. Let's drop in. There we go. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other stands out. Power tools, I guess, would be a quality of life mod. The version or something like that, or easy dev. Ultimately, I do miss easy dev. You got GPS already. You know, this one works great. You can change the directions, the angles, all that. Like you saw me set this up with. A lot of those are kind of the big things. I mean, precision farming is one that I'm personally a big fan of. I'm excited to see what that brings in FS25. Right before they had made the announcement it was coming back, the EU kind of released that they, you know, agreed to terms, which I think was great for Giants to be able to do that. Get those agreements with them, so now they can share the precision farming, because the EU has kind of gone away from that. That whole farming cycle, they've kind of slowed down on it. So it was good to see that and the food union all come together. So I'm excited for that part, and I'm trying to think what else really was like, what is something I cannot live without kind of in Farming Simulator. I think I've named off most of what there was that we, you know, is kind of big. I do kind of want to see one large, you know, 4Xs are fun, but I do always kind of like to see, like, I don't know, like a 16X, always one good one come out. One of the ones I still actually do play on FS22 is Hubbard. I think that's a great 16X map. And I know there are still things that, you know, they wanted to clean up, and I think they just kind of, you know, the map's kind of sat where it is now. But you have to do, you do kind of have to go in and clean up the anhydrous a little bit and stuff like that, and he is not going to move, is he? Alright, there we go. He realized we're behind him. Or is he just going to stay? He should be going to unload. Definitely should be unloaded. We might have to give Tillage a break to let them get a couple rows ahead again. Is he going to turn off? He is. We're all jamming up here. He's gonna unload. We'll raise those. There we go. I guess we could get one more maybe in here. Oh, he's doing that. Oh yeah, we can. That'll work. That worked out, but yeah, we will be right on him. We should be able, by the time he gets to the end, we'll be able to swing in again. And I just saw that. So is this going to be stubborn? Trying to think what we got wrong here. What did we get wrong? Too tight? He's gonna drive the middle. He is gonna overdrive the middle. Playing around with it here. We gotta figure out why he wants to drive past it all. I almost feel this might be something I did see where it kind of misses that middle bin. So what we'll do is we're going to fill the middle bin. Then we'll let him just kind of go. The triple hopper is too much. We can't dump any more on this one, right? Oh, we can dump more on this. So he should have picked that up, actually. He still doesn't collect that one. Will let us come in all the way back here. Thought my point being past it. Should have put it in the safe spot. I might have to play around with that a little bit. We'll just let it unload for now, which I figured it was going to tell me we're too far as I hold the pedal down. I'll have to revisit that then. Alright, it gives that harvester a little time to get ahead before we start tillage, so by the time we get to the end, we should be able to turn around and come right back up this way. So there they go, they both have it. Alright. We are set. Set the course. Tillage equipment down. We're good to go. We don't need auto drive on. We're showing the lanes right now. That guy should be coming right down here, actually, because the harvester's probably filling up again. Thought I was going to click to 12 miles per hour there for a second. Oh, there he goes. Blowing by us on that side. Don't try to cut across right now. Cut behind us. It'd almost be on the other side of us. There he goes. I think he's going to try it. Realizes now it's probably a better road to be in. Nope, he's going to try to pass me. On that side still. So see, now we're getting some interesting corn textures right there. Now they pop away. Like I said, hopefully the harvester's turned around coming back the other way. That way we can work that. I wonder if he now is realizing maybe it's just better for him to wait for the harvester over here. I don't see any flashing lights on it yet, so I think they're not at 80%, which is good. No, there he goes. As I say that, he puts the auger out. That guy should be cranking up. Means we're going to have to wait either way. So what I might do is actually turn down and clean up this end of the field already. As long as this guy doesn't create havoc, because he technically will be right where I'm going to be driving under. So get ready, because everything's going to happen at once here. Always does, right? Always does. No, he's going to turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn. Like I said, we're just going to try to clean up some of this trash debris. And by that time, hopefully they're caught up and stuff. And oh, don't want to go too much. Snap something there. But essentially, we'll be right behind them. So I might have to slow it down to like 5 miles per hour just to kind of stay. I'm going to lift these up so we don't keep fighting with it here. Yeah, I'm going to be just inside. And actually, you know what? Are we just going to be inside that? I feel like we might. Jump out here. Are we going to be taking corn with this? Ooh, that's perfect, actually. We are just inside that lane. So I'll run 5 miles per hour. We'll stay just behind him. That's fine. I can manage that. Let me just go to the map here and make sure our truck looks like he's looks like he's doing fine. They said it was just more the auger wagon on the unload last time was the issue. But now that we're, like I said, our heading's 0 degrees and 180 back and forth. So we're in good shape because the field is angled. So we'll gain more down on this end. Like I said, we'll go slow enough now to kind of let him get away. Next time down, we might not have the room at the end. We'll have to keep an eye on that. So, yeah. But tillage is going well. I guess I should check the map on tillage as well. Let's go back. Soil, now it's being mulched. That's the tire tracks. It all needs lime, sure. There's some spots that mulching, you know, did what it did. As far as cultivated, it is looking great. Cleaning up that harvest state, which is what we want. And I guess the other thing we could do when we get to the end, we could actually go around and clean up the second headland a little bit. Probably wouldn't hurt us to do that. Don't need course play on down here. Just out of habit, I think I hit the right mouse. The mirrors, and there might be a mod to adjust these now. They might be out again. But yeah, it'd be nice to adjust some of those. I guess I can always forget I can look in this mirror and see if our tillage is raised or dropped. Sometimes some of them take a while. The Fury's a little slow on it. There's a modified super chisel out there that's kind of slow. It's always good to be able to see it, and like I say, you get the mirror right there, and yeah, with the radio station, can't play anything. There's a copyright, which always makes me laugh. Nobody's taking the in-game radio station and using it to make videos, I can tell you that much. Now he's catching up, so we're getting a fair amount. I mean, let's go look at, we got stock in there, right? So that actually doesn't show the AGI binning yet. So we will not actually be able to see our corn. We have to go to the bin and look at it. So far we've harvested 26 acres worth. Harvested 23 acres. Sorry, we worked 25 acres, 26 acres. All right. So we'll have to go to the bin after and kind of check it out as our... Oh, auto drive was doing so good, and then we might have to go move it. Folks, this is the moment where super strength comes in handy. Unless we'll auto drive figure it out. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they will actually back up this whole way. He's got it figured out though. No, I'm going to be the one in the way. There you go, in the mirror right there. Up, down. You can see it. I got to remember that mirror is there. Like I said, this time around, we'll kind of give him a space. And we're just going to work this kind of a secondary headland here. And I'll clean up. I'll start from down at that end. Just kind of clean up our tracking. And then jump right into that second headland there. We'll jump out of the cab. There we go. Some deep ruts, by the way. I'm going to actually increase our speed. But I mean, it's got some weight to it, but yeah, some pretty solid ruts. We'll drop it now. Like I said, we'll just kind of run the second headland on this side. Kind of give the harvester a little more time to pull away from us. Which is what it really needs. Because we were right on top of it now, even slowing down 5 miles per hour. Then maybe we'll just rip it. The land I want to say usually we're actually probably supposed to stay at a fairly decent speed. If I remember correctly. I think it might actually be that they prefer that you're running at 7 or 8. So we could run it at 7, which is slightly over the speed of the harvester, and just kind of take it from there. And I should have put the mod on to turn the GPS lines on and off. Now we're going to see them as we drive around the field. But it won't take long. We're at max speed already with this, which is 11 miles per hour. Like I said, we'll just clean up, give it kind of a second headland, give us a little more room to pull the disc in and turn around. But I might still play around with this. This will probably be how this is built again. This will probably be my kind of like a testing map for mods. And kind of see how everything works, especially with this having anhydrous and dry corn and propane, which haven't seen much in the movement of that, but I think a lot of that has kind of been reserved on the anhydrous because of precision farming. Precision farming kind of plays a big part with that, which is one of the reasons I think I enjoyed precision farming was I was able to, you know, go out there in the fall, run some anhydrous, then spring, slurry manure, kind of layer that down as well. Or vice versa, and, you know, kind of mix it. There was another mod that actually I would like to see back that relied a lot on precision farming was the conservation mod. I really enjoyed that because you could utilize cover crops for actual cover crops. So I used like winter wheat, and then I'd be able to mow it and, you know, get grass, you know, get silage off of it. You know, I did that a lot on Alma. That was crucial for that series because we had so many cattle. We really relied on that. And it would fill our 5 stave silos full, and we'd have some extra for our BGA plant. So it worked out great. So I'd like to see that come back, but I really haven't seen any activity from that modder, even towards the end of FS22. So I don't know where that, you know, they might have moved on to another game because the limits, we felt that, you know, they kind of hit that limit point some modders hit that kind of takes them away from the game. We'll drop that down. Yeah, we'll be in pretty good shape. Now that harvester still hasn't made it to the end, so we did beat him, which I'm not surprised because we are running at 11 miles per hour. So we'll wait for them to make that turn at the headland, and then we should be able to get back on the GPS track from there and run. But yeah, you guys let me know in the or down in the chat what are your quality of life mods in Farming Simulator? What mods do you already have, I guess, for FS25, and what mods are you hoping to see in FS25? This seems, I thought this would be, when I've asked other people this, I thought I'd see the same answers over and over, and it's actually not. A lot of people play in a lot of different styles. I think that's what makes this game and the modding community so good, is because there's just so many play styles to it. So yeah, we were right up to that edge, which means we probably won't have enough room to run this back this way. We might have to adjust a little bit of our GPS line and clean it up on our way back. We should be far enough back too for him to get everything raised. We'll stay out of the cab right now just so I can make sure that we're not taking out our own corn end. I don't want to do that. I have a feeling too our hired hand driving the auger wagon is going to get in our way shortly. Ideally. All right. He should swing around now. You know, we got enough room. After he did that swing around, that's really all we needed. So I am confident we can get going. No. I guess I did not get hooked up to that GPS quickly. Maybe I disabled it. There we go. Let's lower that in their mirrors. Yeah, hit it. And we're actually going to slow down right now because they are unloading on the go. But you'd love to see that. Keep things rolling. Like I said, we are almost 2 hours into this stream and halfway done this field. Give you guys a idea of the size of these fields. I mean, we are running one harvester, one grain cart, but when you only got that much equipment, put your other time to use, like we're doing right now, running tillage right behind it. Getting everything cultivated and mulched. So that's going well. We are holding at 6 miles per hour. We are catching our harvester, which tells me our harvester is not actually running at 6 miles per hour anymore. Did not check its status, the maintenance beforehand, which we probably should have also did. Like I said, this is more just testing out. Kind of playing, kind of going through it today. I figured I'd just stream a little bit, talk, and then, you know, enjoy the game. I was going to use Silver Run instead, but I always forget that, which I didn't play that map in FS25, but there's no real, like, fields. It's everything's woods, so it's essentially like a Wilhelmina with a town. So I guess I can see where people do a start from scratch on there, but I don't know. If it's a logging map, I'd rather just kind of, you have one place to drop the logs off, and then you got to build it from there. Like, I think that's one of the funnest parts of Wilhelmina, was just building it all up. Alright, now it looks like our harvester now starts staying on the same speed. I'm hoping... the Ongo wagon is unloading. Maybe I have to move that closer to the truck end. I have a feeling they did not just fill that up. Kind of see. As long as he turns around, I mean, we got plenty of width on this end down here. Towards the end again will be where we get close. And it looks like that's what I'm going to have to actually do. I think we're going to have to adjust that point further back. I'm actually going to stop this here. And I think that's our issue. I think we need to bring that dump point almost back here, maybe. We're gonna unload the rest while we can. We can fill this middle one first, as always, and then kind of take it from there. Seems like it always wants to do one or the other, so if I fill it up coming from the back of this, it'll somehow still do its own thing. And it'll skip rows, or skip the bins, and so on and so forth. So, don't want to do that. Let's get this going back on the GPS. Lego says Borgal, precision farming, 4X and 8X's, Brant equipment. Well, there's a Brant trailer now. I saw a Roughneck brought that in. Check that. Moisture mod, yeah. Like I said, I know this weather one was supposed to add it, but I want Thunders. Thunders, you just know it's going to be quality and it's going to be game changing. Maps for the crops, yeah. I actually just saw one on Mod Hub. Is it Tarami, or something like that was the map name. Sorry for butchering it. Has peat in it, which is moss, if I'm correct. Oh, this guy's gonna drive right at us. Nobody. What are they doing? I'm not playing chicken, but we're gonna boot you to the side. Why are they trying to go this way? Look where they are. They need to be unloaded. I don't know what was just going on there, but yeah, so they had peat, but you want buckwheat, rye, mustard, lentils. Now my question is, with Alma, did anybody see in any of those videos people are doing and testing? Did they see those come back? Or is he keeping it to what is in game currently? I'm kind of interested to see, because I haven't really paid attention on Celebuki's page for his the review videos people have been putting out. Drop the tillage. Did drop the tillage, right? Yeah, I did. Get in the mirror. Knocked a little bit there. Bummer. But yeah, if he's got a lot of that back in it, that'd be nice. Really all it takes is the 1 or 2 mappers to really start releasing custom textures. Like Antler 22's Alfalfa, once, you know, that's public, you'll see that in every map. I won't be surprised if you don't, except for obviously that'll probably never make it to the mod hub ones. That's some detail on that Alfalfa. But yeah, I want to see winter rye. So speaking of like the conservation mod, winter rye was what I did, not winter wheat. Winter rye, because that was actually very common with a lot of the people that I grew up near in Vermont that farmed, is they put winter rye down as a cover crop, harvest it in the spring by mowing it, getting some bales, silage out of it, and then they would then plant corn. That's kind of how that cycle went. We didn't have a lot of anhydrous where I was, but a lot of people were doing injection slurry. I'd say before I moved even further east, Vermont started to see the drag line and injection was the way slurry was being done. So again, it's kind of cool to see that come into, you know, FS22. Surprised we haven't seen it for FS25 yet. I know it was a third party technically, but I'm surprised Giants just say, here you go, it's in game now. But unfortunately, I think that'll come down the road as an expansion again, or an iteration of it. It'll probably be conjoined to another pack. That's just my thoughts on that. But I'm hoping this prairie one is the big equipment. But I have a feeling it's going to be Great Plains equipment. Because I have seen something a while back. They posted about go get the new Farm Sim 25, and it was just weird for them to post that. So I have a feeling that they might be that expansion. And they don't have a lot of depth of equipment either. Whereas even Versal, I guess, in the saying, Versal doesn't have a lot. They do have equipment on both sides. They have tractors, you know, medium, large, small, compact, and then they have the tillage equipment, and they actually have a sprayer, which is something that I've been trying to like work on the model of and see if I can make that happen. But that's going to be a long road away unless I magically figure out something or get ChatGPT to speed the process up. We should be good now. I mean, we're kind of running his speed. Can't believe I'm driving, John Deere right now. Everything is John Deere because that's what you start with, but I think a case or eventually kicking over to, once the first document's available. I'm sure BC Bueller is probably working on that. It's just those materials, the detail they have on those tractors, takes time. Takes a lot of time. I mean, I should have tried to strip apart the M8 more than what I did. I think that's the problem I'm having with some of the materials right now is I kind of blocked them into sections instead of actually getting to the more refined details. So now what's happening is pictures are popping up some errors. Get right about there. Drop that down right there. That one was pretty close to the end. I could kind of see it in the mirror that we were getting on to stuff that you already killed. That worked out pretty good. That truck is probably not moved yet from up there, has he? Is what I'm gonna guess. Like, grain cart is on the move. Actually, he's unloading on the go. That's good. Really wish this silo would show us how much corn we have in it, but it's probably due to the dryer system. I know in FS25, a lot of the ones that have the dryer system also would not show you in stock or your price on how much you had. You just have to kind of go over by the silo and see it yourself. I want to see. Oh, there we go. Now it moves. Okay. So I want that just above here. I think that's kind of a good little place for that. Because you just had to click on the actual auto drive part, not just the bar. You want to move it? Now you know how to move it. You did that before. So that kind of keeps it in line. But yeah, I think, ideally, we kind of got a good feel of this map. I mean, this is what a lot of it is right now. Promising Guy did a video on it as well. But yeah, I was just playing around with different tillage equipment. Like I said, we had the Fury we were racing about with. We just used it on the small field of corn, but it did a great job. That max speed for that one, now that I think about it, we never really opened that up. Make sure I had a speed limit on it. 13 miles per hour. Landau's 11. Okay, that's right. So it is 13 miles per hour on that. And also you see twice the price of the Landau. It requires more power. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this one. Just, like I said, jumping on, quick little stream, 2 hours. New video of our self-made mega farm coming out tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go give it a check. If you enjoy it, make sure to smash that like button. Would love to see one of those videos hit, 50 likes. A lot of times you see about anywhere from 5 to 10 on those. And I hear a lot of people say they do enjoy them. So if you do, smash that like button. It helps. You guys, thank you today. We got quite a few likes here today for the pop-up stream. Fair amount of traffic came in. Waylon, John, Lego, it was good to hear from you guys. FP Talkies even made it in here. It's good to see you guys all about. I know when I used to stream more often, it was nice to always have this conversation. So hoping to kind of get back if we can. Not one stream another week, one stream a week maybe. One of those options. I think every other week would be more viable right now, but again, try to find out. I try not to do it the same day I'm releasing a video because they seem to get hung up. But right now, it seems like YouTube takes like 2 days to really push my video out. So maybe we can work the live streams in there more often. But no, I appreciate it, everybody. Again, thanks for watching. Till next time, Farmer Taz out.